חושך לגרש, בידינו עוד ואש, כל אחד הוא אור קטן, וכולנו אור איתן. Light is returning, even though this is the darkest hour. No one can hold back the dawn. Let's keep it burning. Let's keep the light of hope alive. Make safe our journey through the storm. Banu choshech legaresh, beyadenu or va'esh. Kol echad hu or katan, vekulanu or eitan. Surah choshech halashchot, surah mipnei ha'or. Surah choshech halashchot, surah mipnei ha'or. One planet is turning, circle on her path around the sun. Earth Mother is calling her children home. Light is returning, 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 light is
Shabbat Shalom and Happy Chanukah! We're going to start on our song sheets with a few Chanukah songs. If you didn't get a song sheet, come grab one. Or if you're joining us in the virtual world, I invite you to sing along at home. They're probably songs that you know anyway. I have a little dreidel, I made it out of clay. And when it's dry and ready, then dreidel I shall play. Oh, dreidel, 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 I made it out of clay. Oh, dreidel, 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 now dreidel I shall play. It has a lovely body with legs so short and thin. When it is all tired, it drops and then I win. Oh, dreidel, 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 I made it out of clay. Oh, dreidel, 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 now dreidel I shall play. My dreidel's always playful, it loves to dance and spin. A happy game of dreidel, come play now, let's begin. Oh, dreidel, 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 I made it out of clay. Oh, dreidel, 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 now dreidel I shall play. Awesome, we're going to join together on the next song, Emanuel, who can retell the things that befell us. Emanuel, who wrote Yisrael, Otan Miyemne, Hen Bechodor Yakum HaGibor Goel Ham. Emanuel, who wrote Yisrael, Otan Miyemne, Hen Bechodor Yakum HaGibor Goel Ham. Shema, Bayamim ha'em bas things that befell us, who can count them? In every age a hero or sage came to our aid.
So wonderful to welcome you for Shabbat and for this 6th night of Hanukkah. There is so much to celebrate this evening, and I am glad we can be together. We celebrate as we join with Rabbi Emily, with Isaac Harlan in song this evening, and we join because we kindle the lights of Shabbat. Okay, it may have gotten a little bit dark out of there, but tradition is that we kindle the lights of Hanukkah before we start our Shabbat. And so it is a pleasure to invite forward Marcia and Jerry. Would you join us with this beautiful Chanukiah as we kindle our Hanukkah candles, as we join together in those blessings? They can be found on your song sheet on the bottom of the page. So, yeah, probably better off in front, I'm not sure. Nope, you can ignore those for now and swap this one out. There you go. You can start with the first one right by you.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lehadlik ner shel Chanukah. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam she'asa nisim la'avoteinu bayamim ha'hem b'hazman hazeh.
Continue now on the back of our song sheet, continuing to sing our way into Hanukkah, continuing to sing our way into Shabbat. We hope you'll join us.
Ma'otzor Yeshuati lechonael leshabeach tikon v'tefilati v'sham totan ezabeach letachit nabeach mitzaham nabeach Isaac Noy Bashir Mizmor Chanukah Tamizbeach Isaac Noy Bashir Mizmor Chanukah Tamizbeach Rock of Ages, let our song praise your saving power. You amidst the raging foes were our sheltering tower. Your slaves failed us, but your arm availed us, and your word broke their sword when our own strength failed us, and your word broke their sword when our own strength failed us. Oh Chanukah, come light the menorah. Oh Chanukah, come light the menorah. Let's have a party, we'll all dance the hora. Gather round the table, we'll give you a treat. Svivonim to play with and latkes to eat. And while we are playing, the candles are burning low. One for each night they shed a sweet light to remind us of days long ago. One for each night they shed a sweet light to remind us of days long ago. Moving into Sivivon, Sov. Sivivon, Sov, Chanukah, Chag Tov, Chanukah, Chag Tov, Sivivon, Sov, Chag Nes Gadol Hayasham, Nes Gadol Hayasham, Chag Simcha Ulam. Our last song is on the bottom of our song sheets, Not by Might and Not by Power, written by Debbie Friedman, based on Zechariah, which is the Haftarah for the book of Chanukah. So for the story of Chanukah, so we've got this song speaking to our text. Not by might and not by power, but by Spirit alone shall we all live in peace. Not by might and not by power, but by Spirit alone shall we all live in peace. The children sing, the children dream, and their tears may fall, but we'll hear them call, and another song will rise, another song will rise, another song will rise. Not by might and not by power, but by Spirit alone shall we all live in peace. Not by might, not by power. Shalom.
As you know, it is only customary to say Shehachianu the first time we light the candles on the first day of Hanukkah. We say, "Blessed are you, God, who has given us life, who has sustained us, and who has enabled us to reach this day." But it seems like we should say it tonight, too, when we get to come together. And so I was thinking, how could we work this into the service? Ruby, would you be so kind as to bring your parents up here? For indeed, we are blessed to have with us a super special guest to receive her Hebrew name this evening and to give us all an opportunity. Please, would you guys come stand over here? Light, we're told, was the first of God's creations, and as light appeared, it brought with it the potential for wondrous things to follow. We too kindle lights, lights of hope and understanding, celebration, and countless new possibilities. This little daughter, who Sam and Jess have been blessed with, has already brought light into their lives. May God's radiance continue to shine upon them. May their daughter grow and be a source of light to those around her. May her radiance illumine this entire world. Misha Berach Avotenu Avraham Yitzchak v'Yaakov V'imotenu Sarah Rivka Rachel v'Leah Hu Yivarech et Hayalda Hazot Hakadosh Baruch Hu Yishmereha V'yateh et Lev Hayalda Lalechet B'darchei Yashar V'hi Adonai Ima V'ten La De'ah Bina V'chaskel Chayim V'chesed Bracha V'Shalom V'yizku avoteha v'gadla v'hancha l'torah v'lechuppah v'lema'asim tovim v'tikareh shema v'Yisrael Leora bat Rishon Shalev v'Jessica. May you be known among the Jewish people as Leora, daughter of Sam and Jessica. I wish my own kids looked at me this way. It's the suit, isn't it? I get it. But thank you for joining us. Thank you for bringing your parents. Thank you for coming to be part of the generation who is going to make this world a better place. Mazal tov to the three of you. Congratulations. I'm going to hand you this in a free hand. You're welcome to go back to your seats, but we'll sing you there with words of Shechianu.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam shehecheyanu v'kimanu v'higianu l'zman hazeh. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam shehecheyanu v'kimanu v'higianu l'zman hazeh.
Mazal Tov. Congratulations to you and to your family. Friends, we invite you to turn back now to page 2 in your prayer book, as it is a pleasure to invite forward someone, well, I imagine her parents think of her as about Ruby's size, even though she's about to graduate from college. Rebecca Schwartz, would you join us to kindle the lights of Shabbat, to bring extra light and warmth into this room? Friends, we're on page 2 in the prayer books you can find under your seats. Friends, we now invite you to turn in your prayer book as we greet Shabbat on the 6th night of Chanukah. We're on page 20, where we'll find words of Lecha Dodi.
Lecha Dodi likat kala, Pnei Shabbat nekavela. 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 Shamor v'zachor v'libo echad, Hishmiyanu el amichad. Adonai echad u'shmo echad, L'shem u'tiferet v'lidhilah. Lecha Dodi likat kala, Pnei Shabbat nekavela. Lecha Dodi likat kala, Pnei Shabbat nekavela. Likat Shabbat lechu v'necha, Ki mekor bracha. Merosh mikedem nesucha, Sof maaseh v'machshva tchila. Lecha Dodi likat kala, Pnei Shabbat nekavela. Lecha Dodi likat kala, Pnei Shabbat nekavela. Hitoreri, toreri, Ki vorech kumi uri. Uri, uri, shir daberi, Kevod Adonai alayich nigla. Lecha Dodi likat kala, Pnei Shabbat nekavela. Lecha Dodi likat kala, Pnei Shabbat nekavela.
We invite you to rise if it's comfortable to do so.
Boi v'shalom atzeret ba'ala, Gam b'simcha u'tzohara, Tzoch emunei am segura. Boi chala, Lecha Dodi likat kala, Pnei Shabbat nekavela. Lecha Dodi likat kala, Pnei Shabbat nekavela.
Having welcomed Shabbat, we invite you to take this opportunity to welcome one another, to turn to those around you, to wish them a Shabbat Shalom and a Chag Urim Sameach. And friends, as you finish your greetings, we continue on page 26.
Yitkara v'yitkara shemei Rabba, Ve'almad yivrach yirtei v'yamlich malchutei, בחייכון ויומכון ובחייך בית ישראל בגדה ובזמן קריב ואמרו אמן. יהי שמרה במברך לעולם לעמי Meyer. יתברך יתברך וישבח ויתפאר ויתרומם ויתנשא ויתהדר ויתעלה ויתהלל שמי קדושה בריחו לילה מן כל ברכתה ושירתה תושבחתה ונחמתה תמירון בעלמה ואמרו אמן.
Our call to worship, our focus after we've welcomed Chanukah, after we've welcomed Shabbat, our Baruch Hu praise can be found on page 28 in our prayer books, page 28. And again, if it is comfortable for you to do so, we invite you to rise as we join together in prayer.
Yai lai lai, yai lai lai lai, yai lai 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 lai, yai lai lai, yai lai lai lai, yai lai 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 lai. Baruch Hu et Adonai hamevorach, Baruch Adonai hamevorach le'olam va'ed. Baruch Adonai hamevorach le'olam va'ed. Yai lai lai, yai lai lai lai, yai lai 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 lai.
On the top of page 31, we join together in the English. Praise to you, Adonai, our God, from whom the evening flows. Your wisdom sets the way on which time and season glide. Your breath guides the sail of the stars. Creator of the tide of time and light, you guide the current of day into night. As heaven spans to infinity, you set its course for eternity. Praise to you, Adonai, our God, from whom the evening flows. Baruch atah Adonai, hama'ariv aravim. And on the bottom of page 33, wisdom and wonder, passion and instruction, story and symbol, all these things your Torah gives to us. And the more we devote ourselves to it, the more it grows and gives. What could be a truer token of your abiding love than this holiest of your works and the living language that gives it form? Baruch atah Adonai, Ohev Amo Yisrael, pages 34 and 35.
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto Le'olam Va'ed.
You're welcome to be seated as we continue on page 36.
ואהבת את אדוני אלוהיך בכל לבבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודך, והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבבך, ושיננתם לבניך ודיברת בם, בשבתך בביתך ובלכתך בדרך ובשוכבך ובקומך, וקשרתם לאות על ידך, והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך, וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובישעריך, למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי, והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים, להיות לכם לאלוהים. אני אדוני אלוהיכם.
The book of Maccabees makes it to us as a holiday. It gives us our understanding of this festival of lights, but it never made its way into the biblical text. There are lots of possible reasons for why that may have been. It may be that it was written a smidge too late, although perhaps there are later books that did make the cut. Others might posit that it's because God's presence can't be found. And indeed, it is simply the story of a military victory of the Maccabees over the Assyrian Greeks. But the rabbis weren't willing to let that stand on its own. They recognized that we can find God's presence all around us when we but open our eyes and look for it. And they tell us that Maccabee itself is probably a pious emendation, probably not a real name, but rather an acronym for the next prayer in our service. On page 40, we find the words of our Mi Chamocha praise, Mi Chamocha Ba'elim Adonai, Maccabee, Mi Chamocha Ba'elim Adonai, who is like you, O God, among the gods that are worshipped? For indeed, they found God's presence in the redemption, in the rebuilding and dedication of the temple. So tonight, we sing these words of Mi Chamocha to a song, a tune you heard just a moment ago. We hope you'll join us.
Mi Chamocha Ba'elim Adonai, mi kamocha nedar b'kodesh, norat elot osefere, norat elot osefere, norat elot osefere.
And on the top of page 43, would you join us in the English of our Hashkivenu praise before we sing that Hebrew line, that Chatimah together? Let there be love and understanding among us. Let peace and friendship be our shelter from life's storms. Adonai, help us to walk with good companions, to live with hope in our hearts and eternity in our thoughts, that we may lie down in peace and rise up waiting to do your will.
Baruch atah Adonai haborei sukat shalom. Shalom aleinu ve'al kol amo Yisrael, ve'al Yerushalayim ve'al kol amo, ve'al Yerushalayim shalom. Baruch atah Adonai haborei sukat shalom. Shalom aleinu ve'al kol amo, shalom aleinu ve'al kol amo, shalom aleinu ve'al kol amo Yisrael.
And on page 44, recognizing that no matter how great Hanukkah is, no matter how many lights or how many presents may be involved, it is Shabbat that takes preeminence in our heart and in our tradition. We thank God for Shabbat, a sign between us and God throughout the ages. Page 44.
ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת לעשות את השבת לדורותם בברית עולם, ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם בברית עולם. ביני ובין בני ישראל עוד היא לעולם, עוד היא לעולם, עוד היא לעולם. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם בברית עולם. כי 6 ימים עשה אדוני, עשה אדוני את השמיים ואת הארץ, ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם בברית עולם. וביום השביעי שבת וינפש, שבת וינפש, שבת וינפש, ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם בברית עולם.
On page 46 and following, we find the central portion of our worship service this evening. Page 46, the beginning of our Shabbat Amidah. I invite you to rise if it is comfortable to do so.
Adonai sifatai tiftach ufi yagid tehillatcha. Adonai, open up my lips, that my mouth may declare your praise. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu v'Elohei avotenu v'imotenu, Elohei Abraham, Elohei Yitzchak, v'Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, v'Elohei Leah, Ha'el HaGadol, HaGibor v'Hanorah, El Elyon, Gomer Chasadim Tovim, Vekonei HaKol, Vezocher Chasei Avot v'Imahot, Umevii Geula Livnei Bneihem, Lema'an Shemo be'ahava, Melech Ozer u'Moshia u'Magen, Baruch atah Adonai, Magen Avraham, Vezrat Sarah. Atah Gibor le'olam Adonai, Mechayeh hakol atah Rav le'Hoshia, Mashiv haruach u'morid hagashem, Mechakel chayim bechesed, Mechayeh hakol berachamim rabim, Somech noflim ve'rofei cholim, U'matir asurim, U'mekayehem be'emunato lishenei afar, Milchamocha ba'agevurot, U'mito melach, Melech memit u'mechayeh, U'matzmiach Yeshua, v'ne'eman atah l'chayot hakol. Baruch atah Adonai, mechayeh hakol. Atah kadosh u'shimcha kadosh, u'kadoshim b'chol yom yalelucha salah. Baruch atah Adonai, ha'el hakadosh.
I invite you to be seated as we conclude this section of our service on page 62 in our Sidurim, on the bottom of page 62 with words of Oseh Shalom, our prayer for peace.
Oseh Shalom mimromav, Huya יעשה שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל, ואמרו אמן. עושה שלום ממרומיו, הוא יעשה שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל, ואמרו אמן. יעשה שלום, יעשה שלום, שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל. יעשה שלום, יעשה שלום, שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל. יעשה שלום, יעשה שלום, שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל. יעשה שלום, יעשה שלום, שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל. יעשה שלום, יעשה שלום, שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל.
On page 253 in our Sidorim, on page 253, we find our Mishaberach Lecholim, our prayer for those who may be not feeling the joy of Chanukah this year, those who may be suffering from ailments of mind, of body, of spirit. If there are those you are thinking of for our Mishaberach Lecholim, I invite you to share their name at this time. Baruch atah Adonai Rofeh HaCholim. Blessed are you, God, who brings a measure of comfort to all who are ill. Page 253.
Mishaberach avotenu mikor habracha leimotenu. May the source of strength, who bless the ones before us, help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say Amen. Mishaberach imotenu mikor habracha lavotenu. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shlema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say Amen.
An august and scholarly crew with us this evening. You know the story of Chanukah. You know the story of Chanukah found in 1st and 2nd Maccabees, where the Maccabees are fighting back to restore the temple, and they fought the entire way through the holiday of Sukkot. You know that when that temple was rededicated, they celebrated an 8-day holiday, a Sukkot redo. The Maccabees 2 tells us with lulav and etrog in hand did they celebrate beginning on the 25th of Kislev. You know that Chanukah is all about a military victory. But august scholars, all of you, you know that in the Talmud, we read the story of a miracle of oil. What should have lasted only one day lasted for 8. But have you ever heard how that story came about, how that oil was found? It's told that when the Maccabees had finished driving away the Assyrian Greeks, when they were in charge of the temple yet again, they recognized that there was a lot of work still left to be done. Their fighting force, perhaps a bit depleted, they went to the nearest town. They went over to Modi'in, trying to find anyone who could join the effort, who could help in the rededication of the temple. Little Benjamin, he was only 6 years old at the time, but he was really excited to go with the soldiers. He too wanted to play soldier. His parents didn't think that was such a great idea. He really wanted to, though. He followed them everywhere as they went looking for recruits, until finally Benjamin got up the courage and said to the biggest soldier among them, "Can I come with you?" Judah Maccabee looked at Benjamin and said, "Kid, go talk to your parents." Probably the precursor to "you'll shoot your eye out." And indeed, Judah went with him to talk to his parents. Benjamin said, "I really want to go with you." And his parents said, "That sounds like a really bad idea." And Judah said, "But it's okay. The fighting is over. I will watch after young Benjamin and keep him safe." His parents finally relented as they realized so many from Modi'in were going. And they went and they began to do the hard work of rebuilding, rededicating the temple. They swept, they mopped, they picked up stones that were scattered everywhere. They thought their work was done until Judah realized that he had lost Benjamin. He felt terrible. He made a promise to Benjamin's parents that he would keep Benjamin safe throughout this period of rebuilding. And it's just then that he heard the scrabble around him and Benjamin emerging from a pile of rocks with dust covering his hair and his face, and clutched in his little hand that only he could reach, his 6-year-old self, was that vial of olive oil. That oil, we're told, only had enough for one night and managed to last all 8 nights. It was only found, the story goes, because Benjamin, the littlest, most unlikely among them, was with them and able to do great things. Whether our Hanukkah miracle is about the military victory or the oil lasting for 8 nights, the takeaway that we all have, the Maccabees, each of us, with God's help, can find the ability to do great things. May that be our December wish for you. May you continue to fight through what feel like hard times. May you continue to search for that which only you can do in this world. May you continue to bring that light that is so desperately needed. Shabbat Shalom. And I invite you to turn back in your Siddur, back in your prayer book to the bottom of page 282. Friends who are joining us at home on Facebook or on YouTube, we've had a little camera thing go on this evening. We're not able to show you the full beam of view anymore. If you'll excuse me, I'm going to go open the ark. You'll just have to take my word for it. The people in the room will verify for you. Friends, as you find Aleinu L'Shabbat, page 282, can I invite you to rise?
Aleinu L'Shabbat L'Adon HaKol L'Tikru L'Litzeh Breshit Shelo Asanek Goyei Haratzot Lo Samanu K'mishpachot Ha'adama Shelo Sam Chelkenu Kahem V'goralenu Kechol Hamonam V'anachnu korim u'mishtachavim u'modim Lifnei melech malchei hamlachim HaKadosh Baruch Hu V'ne'emar v'haya Adonai L'melech HaKol ha'aretz Bayom hahu
You are welcome to be seated. In preparation for our Mourner's Kaddish, found on page 294, at this time we remember all those who have come before us. This Shabbat we mark the yahrzeit, the commemoration of the passing of Rose Auerhan, Sadie Baskin, Yetta Kaplan, Nathan Cohen, Sylvia Kramer, Betty Friedman, Rachel Y. Friedman, June Getty, Gary Gold, Joseph Goldhammer, Ida Goodman, Gertrude Gordon, Norman Gordon, Gutla Gorecki, Gladys Hershenson, Lucille Hubscher, Sarah Hurwitz, Leon Katzman, Barbara S. Pace, Albert Phillips, Philip Pink, Benjamin N. Pukman, Edward M. Resnick, Beatrice Routman, Alfred Schneider, Samuel Seidenfeld, J. Harry Serbin, Minnie Simons, Marshall Spokane, Robert Trachtenberg, Ivan Weiskopf, Sidney Wolkoff, Morris Zeichner, and Ruth Zisman. If there are others whom you are remembering this Shabbat, or if I have inadvertently mispronounced the name of a loved one, I would invite you to share their name at this time. Yehei zichronam livracha. May the memory of all of our loved ones be for us an everlasting blessing. Words of Kaddish Yatom, our mourner's prayer, can be found on page 294, and I would invite you to rise if you are able. Yit gadal v'yit kadash shemei rabbah be'alma divra chirutei v'amlich malchutei B'chayechon uvyomechon uchaye decho Beit Yisrael ba'gala uvizman kariv v'imru. Amen. Yehei shemei rabba mevarach le'alam u'lalmei amaya. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh v'yithadar v'yit'aleh v'yithalal shemei dehudsha barich hu. Le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata, tushbechata v'nechamata, damiran be'alma v'imru. Amen. Yehei shalama rabba min shemaya, v'chayim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru. Amen. Osei shalom bimromav, hu yaseh shalom, aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru. Amen. May God, who makes peace in the highest of heavens, make peace for us and for all who mourn. And together we say, Amen. You are welcome to be seated. A tremendous thank you this evening to all who have made tonight possible. Melinda and Sean and Molly and everyone who is in the kitchen working throughout this day for the dinner we had the opportunity to enjoy. Leslie Hoffman for helping rally through tech challenges that were new to us this week and enabling everyone who is with us to join us online. Thank you for being with us as well. Isaac Harlan, it is a pleasure to have you as always. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Rabbi Emily, thank you for leading us in service and song, and thank you to all who have joined us this evening. Are we doing it?
Yeah.
Do you ever have one of those moments where somebody special in your life surprises you with more lyrics than you ever thought possible? Perhaps it happened on a car ride to Thanksgiving, and Alice's Restaurant came on the radio, and the person you were with just started singing along. Has that happened to you? This next song, Rabbi Emily is able to bring out with more lyrics than I knew existed, and is a true Hanukkah treat. I hope you enjoy it as much as I do. I think the words are originally by Debbie Friedman.
Yes. And join in on the chorus if you know it. I am so mixed up that I cannot tell you. I'm sitting in this blender turning brown. I've made friends with the onions and the flour, and the cook is scouting oil in town. I sit here wondering what will come of me. I can't be eaten looking as I do. I need someone to take me out and cook me, for I really end up in a royal stew. I am a latke, I am a latke, and I am waiting for Chanukah to come. I am a latke, I am a latke, and I am waiting for Chanukah to come. Every holiday has food so special, I'd like to have the same attention too. I do not want to spend life in this blender, wondering what I'm supposed to do. Matzah and roasted are for Pesach, chopped liver and challah for Shabbat. Blintzes on Shavuot are delicious, and gefilte fish no holidays without. I am a latke, I am a latke, and I am waiting for Chanukah to come. I am a latke, I am a latke, and I am waiting for Chanukah to come. It's important that I have an understanding that while I have most of the things I need, I must remember those who have so little, with no jobs, no clothes, and very little food. It's so important that we all remember that while we have most of the things we need, we must remember those who have so little. We must help them, we must be the ones to feed. I am a latke, I am a latke, and I am waiting for Chanukah to come. I am a latke, I am a latke, and I am waiting for Chanukah to come.
Shabbat Shalom.